Hi, my name's Lachlan Wilmot. I'm the strength and power coach here at the GWS Giants. Contact time strong, but also landing position strong. Welcome, my name's Lachlan Wilmot. I'm the strength and power coach here at the GWS Giants. And today we're going to start to look at how we can progress that vertical force output for our plyometric training. We've been looking a little bit around the fallacy that plyometric training causes injury, and our previous two episodes have started to look at how can we teach that active landing. From that, how can then we start to utilise that concentric power with our athletes, but then also start to look at contact time with the jump mat to give them feedback and try and teach them how to remain stiff from an ankle, knee and hip perspective to increase that power output. So what we're going to do today with Katie is we're going to start to challenge that stiffness. So still with our jump mat setup, using contact time, looking at that below 0.2 or 200 milliseconds, we're going to start to challenge Katie with a little bit more of a jump height or step off height and start to look at a little bit more around what height she can get for her jumps. So what you'll see here is effectively what we term a depth jump, but we're starting at a very low position. We're just nice and steady build. We've utilised a 30 centimetre box for Katie to step off, so we can quantify the height at which she's coming from, and then we can also utilise a 45 centimetre box so we can quantify the height she's jumping onto. So three things we really want to look at here from Katie is firstly, when she's stepping off the box, that she's actually just stepping off. A lot of people tend to jump off the box, which then changes the height that they're landing at, and we can start to see a few issues start to present as they have these large landing loads. So with a 30 centimetre box, we know every time that Katie steps off, it's going to be from a 30 centimetre height. If she starts to pull up too sore from this, we can change it to a 15 centimetre box. But vice versa, we can start to progress her with incremental box heights so we can quantify each progression. The second part of it we want to look at is making sure that when she lands, there's still that nice essence of quick contact time, making sure that we have strong stiffness through the limbs. But with saying that, like we talked about last episode, we want to make sure that we're not changing the way the athlete jumps just to try and achieve a quick contact time. Which means when they land, we don't want to see them just do this little ankle tap to get going. We want them to really utilise their entire body to jump. Thirdly, we want to make sure that they land with a nice, strong, active landing. Like we talked about in our first episode, utilising that active knee and ankle and hip movement to achieve a nice, strong landing position from Katie. Okay, so I'll get you to step off, absorb quickly, drive through, and nice active landing onto the box for me. Here we go, whenever you're ready. Well done. Green light, she got under 200. Perfect. Let's reset. Nice strong step, quick absorption and drive off. Tap and drive. Good. Really nice. One more for me. I'll just get you to hold the landing position. Good. So you can see the way Katie's held her landing position here, she's got nice active angles where she's positioned herself. She's not too low and she's not too tall when she did it. So it's a perfect landing position right here. When your athlete is achieving really nice landing positions and he's getting good contact time off that box, we can start to progress in two ways. One, we can elevate the height at which they're stepping off. Now this is the more aggressive progression, so I'd recommend you start to look at doing a higher landing box, which is your second option. So we want to try and get the same contact time for a greater height. But what's really important is as we progress that box height, that Katie doesn't get lower and lower and lower into her position. We're going to make sure that that active angle is still there, that nice, strong, athletic position. As that box gets higher, Katie's going to want to bring her knees a lot higher each time. And what we don't want to do is turn that box position into a hip mobility drill rather than a vertical force production drill. We can chase hip mobility anywhere in the gym with a whole heap of exercises. Box jumps, depth jumps, that type of positioning is not to train hip mobility. As I talked about first, the more aggressive way to progress it is to actually elevate her drop height. So obviously the landing forces go up and Katie's ability to absorb is then challenged. So we need to make sure that this is done very slowly, but it's definitely a good way to progress this depth jump option. Hopefully you've taken a few things away from this episode that you can start to implement with your athletes. Forewarning, this exercise should only be done after you've had a strong progression of our first two episodes, building that absorption, building that force output, teaching your athlete about contact time, and also teaching your athlete about landing position. For more information, make sure you check out the Fusion website or subscribe to their YouTube channel.